Hey guys, Sparrow9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and in this video we're going to be doing another top 5. For this one we're going to be looking at the top 5 things I really want changed within Destiny 2, or the top 5 problems with Destiny 2. Now I do want to start off by saying the majority of this game is absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely in love with the universe, all of the new mechanics added to the gameplay. There are just so many things about Destiny 2 that I love. However, despite all of this, Destiny 2 still has some very big problems that need to be addressed by Bungie, so we're going to be going over those in this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. For the number 5 slot in this video, we're going to be talking about the absolute mess that is the vault system in Destiny 2. Now this one should be pretty self-explanatory if you are a collector like myself, but the vault pretty much has numerous problems. First off, there isn't as much space as a lot of us would like, but that's a pretty easy thing for Bungie to remedy. I'm sure with future updates we will get more and more vault space. My main problems actually stem from 2 things. The first being the fact that there are no separate pages or boxes for weapons, armor, or miscellaneous items. This is ridiculous. You know, I'm a very organized person. Pretty much everyone is though. It's a very basic instinct for humans for things to have some amount of order. So this thing doesn't make any sense to me. Why would they just have everything thrown into one center box in the vault? This not only makes items extremely difficult to find. On top of this, the horrible vault system is paired with one of the most baffling sorting systems I have ever seen in my life that really appears to have no rhyme or reason to what happens whenever you decide to click on the sort button. Now, thankfully, we do have systems like Destiny Item Manager or Ishtar Commander or things like that, where you can sort your vault from a third-party app, making this a little bit easier to manage, but still in the future, I would love to see increased sorting capabilities, including separate slots for weapons, armor, and miscellaneous items such as ghost shells and emotes and stuff like that, as well as increased space. Now for the number 4 slot, we are going to be talking about ghosts, ships, and Sparrow drops. Now this is a little bit more on the controversial side because it deals with the Eververse, but one thing that I feel that Bungie has done pretty well in Destiny 2 is making it so that you can get every single item from Eververse without buying any amount of silver. Now I like this idea. If people want to spend money on the game to fund future live events, I'm perfectly fine with that, but those items should not be hidden behind a paywall, which in Destiny 2 they are not. The bright engram system works not only to do this, but it also works to reward those who put more time into the game by giving them more bright engrams, and thus they have more chances to get these exclusive items. Now, I have a huge amount of respect and appreciation for Bungie for working this in without implementing any pay-to-win or hidden paywalls. However, the fact that Eververse is the only place that can drop legendary ghost shells, legendary ships, and legendary sparrows seems insane to me. One of the best feelings in Destiny 1 was completing a raid and getting those exclusive items that you could only get from that raid. I think we all pretty much remember getting our first Crota ghost shell or getting the Nano Phoenix ship from the Wrath of the Machine. These are aesthetic items that show your prowess in these endgame PvE activities, and I feel like Bungie is missing out on this entire concept with Destiny 2. Can you imagine riding around on a Sparrow that looks like a mini Leviathan, all decked out in gold, and maybe they could even throw in some aesthetics like it sucks up rocks off the ground as you ride over them? Maybe if you don't like that idea, you might like one of a ghost shell decked out in Imperial armor, all white and gold and shining. I think this would be absolutely amazing, but the absence of these items from the raid system and from the entire game in general just leaves a huge hole in loot pools. I really feel like this needs to be alleviated in future DLCs. Hopefully with the Curse of Osiris, we'll get a raid and we'll get raid ghost shells and sparrows and stuff. But to me, I feel like all of these endgame activities within the game, whether it be trials or the raid or the nightfall even, need their own ships, sparrows, and ghost shells to show that you actually managed to complete these things. Now we're going to go into my third least favorite thing about Destiny 2 for this video, and that is going to be the lack of hidden exotic quests. Now I might be jumping the gun on this one just a bit, and I'll explain why in a second, but I definitely wanted to hit on it in this video. Now the reason I think I might be jumping the gun is because at the time of me making this video, the PC launch isn't for 3 days, so there's an entire platform that does not have access to Destiny 2 in the Destiny universe yet. If I was a game developer, I would probably hold off on secret quests and stuff until everyone had access to the game, just to make sure that everyone could partake in these really cool journeys to get these hidden exotics. Now, if it is the fact that Bungie did not timegate these quests until after the PC launch, I am extremely disappointed with the lack of these hidden exotic quests within Destiny 2. I am pretty comfortable with saying that the days that I found out that the Black Spindle or the Sleeper Simulant quests were added to the game were definitely some of my favorite days throughout the entirety of Destiny. Not only were these quests huge surprises from the get-go, but they also feature these really amazing, really unique exotic weapons, which also is something I feel like we're missing in Destiny 2. And I really feel like Destiny 2 could use some of these quests to liven up the world a little bit. In addition to this, I feel like faction exotics should also be brought back into the Destiny universe. There are so many more factions in Destiny 2 than there were in Destiny 1. Just think about it. You have the 3 Dead Orbit, New Monarchy, and Future War Cult, and then you have all of the Vanguard people with their own unique factions, minus K6 of course. And then you have the Raid faction, you have the Gunsmith, you have one for each patrol zone. There are so many more people to level up and explore with and do activities for in Destiny 2 compared to Destiny 1. So can you imagine getting a new exotic class item for every single faction in the game? This would not only give more obsolete factions like the IO faction a little bit more representation, but it would also give you more purpose to grind the activities that are already present within the Destiny 2 universe. If you knew that you could get an exotic quest for hitting, let's say, rank 50 with Asher Mir over on IO, that would give you reason to grind out activities on IO to hit this point and then to eventually get that exotic class item. This is something that this game needs. Hidden exotic quests and faction exotics, either way, we need more of this type of thing within the Destiny 2 universe, and I really hope Bungie starts to add them in the game. For the runner-up slot in this top 5, we have the lack of variety in raid loot. Now this one should also be fairly self-explanatory if you have done both the normal and prestigious versions of the raid. Why the heck would the prestigious raid armor be exactly the same as the normal raid armor with just an added neon purple effect? There is no change to the type of armor it is, whether that be mobility, resilience, or recovery. There is no change to the perks. And there is no additional light level increase with the prestigious version of the raid. In addition to that, the prestigious version does not drop anything new. You get an exclusive emblem, you get an aura, and you get this armor set. No, rather, you get a chance at this armor set. There are no brand new weapons. There is nothing further than any of these things. It is just severely lacking, especially whenever you compare that to the time it takes to complete the normal mode versus the time it takes to complete the prestigious raid. In literally every iteration of different raids within the history of the Destiny universe, there has been new guns for the heroic version, and they are definitely missing out on this in the Leviathan raid. Now, I personally can't think of any reasons why Bungie would do this. Honestly, to me, with the lack of weapons, without the lack of unique rewards, and without the new perks on armor, there's barely any reason to do the prestigious version of the Leviathan raid, and I'm personally frightened that this sentiment is going to be going over to the challenge mode raid as well, because I don't see any signs of Bungie adding new rewards for that either. So I think in future DLCs, Bungie really needs to work on spicing up the loot pool for the raids, especially for different difficulties. There needs to be a reason to do prestige mode. The least they could do is give us some exclusive perks on the armor to help make the raid easier the next time around. Either way, I really hope they look at this system and they decide to fix it going into the future of Destiny 2. And now finally we have reached my biggest pet peeve with Destiny 2, and that is going to be the lack of strike-specific armor, weapons, and really the lack of any reason to do strikes within Destiny 2. Now, in my opinion, these strikes, whether it be Nightfall, whether it be normal strikes, either way, they're the most useless activities in all of the game. There is only one quest in the entire game that asks you to go do a strike, that being the Arms Dealer part of the Legend of Acreus quest. But other than that, there is literally no reason to ever go run these strikes. And we need that. We need a reason to go do these things that should be a huge part of the story and lore of Destiny 2. Now, the perfect way to alleviate this, in my eyes, would be to add strike-specific gear back into the game. These exclusive weapons and armor were easily the biggest reason why most of the community ran strikes in Destiny 1, and I am baffled by the fact that they did not bring them back to Destiny 2. Literally anything would have been cool. In the Savathûn Song Strike, if we got a helmet that looked like the Shrieker end boss, that would have been awesome. If we would have gotten a gun that looked like the Arm Dealer's gun, that would have been awesome. Literally any unique gear to give these strikes some purpose would be amazing. Instead, we got no weapons and no exclusive armor, and thus, there is really just no reason to do strikes in Destiny 2. So going forward in Destiny, I really hope Bungie takes a look at this system and makes strikes more rewarding and more tempting to go run and complete them on a regular basis. But at the moment, those are my top 5 problems with Destiny 2. Let me know what you guys thought about all of this down in the comment section below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and to share with your friends. If you were interested in watching either of the 2 videos on screen, you can click their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you are brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo to be subscribed for my awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.